This podcast contains content generated or significantly edited using artificial intelligence tools. All information is provided for general informational purposes only and reflects knowledge available at the time of publication. It does not constitute financial, investment, or legal advice. We recommend that listeners verify the information independently and consult with qualified professionals for personalized advice. Welcome to the Luxembourg Intelligence News Briefing Weekly.
Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're diving deep into Luxembourg's financial center. We're focusing on three key themes that seem really interconnected right now. Strategic future-proofing, tightening compliance, and boosting digital and operational resilience.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here, I think, is how coordinated it all feels. This public-private push to really keep Luxembourg at the forefront globally.
Right.
And these aren't just ideas floating around. They need action, like right now, from people in law and finance. It's tactical. Absolutely. So let's start with that strategic angle, the future-proofing. A big piece seems to be this partnership with McGill University. That endowment agreement, signed June 18th, 2025.
Yes, the McGill deal.
The Ministry of Finance, the Luxembourg Bankers Association, that's ABPL, and the Association of the Luxembourg Fund Industry, ALFI. What's the real impact there?
Well, it sets up McGill's first Master of Management and Finance program right here in Europe, Luxembourg.
Okay.
If you connect the dots, it's a very direct strategic investment in people, in human capital. The aim is to grow that next generation of highly skilled finance professionals locally.
So homegrown talent, basically.
Exactly. And it shows how Luxembourg is thinking ahead, proactively governing and supporting that whole ecosystem, keeping it strong and innovative.
Right.
It really underpins the integrity we expect here.
That makes sense. Investing in people for the long run. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Moving from the long-term strategy to, the immediate headaches. Compliance demands. This seems really critical for anyone in corporate governance or compliance roles listening. The Luxembourg Business Registers, the LBR, they're seriously ramping up enforcement of the Luxembourg National Identification Number, the LNIN.
Oh, definitely.
For every single natural person registered with the trading companies register, the RCS, that's the main company registry, right?
That's right, the RCS. And the OBR is not messing around with the LNIN filing. The key date everyone needs circled in red is October 1st, 2025. That's the deadline.
October 1st. And what happens if you miss it? What's the stick here?
The consequence. Well, the LBR can just block all further filings for any company that isn't compliant. Think annual accounts, changes to the board.
Whoa, so they could effectively freeze your operations?
Pretty much. Operational paralysis. It completely changes the game for LNIN. It's not just some admin task anymore. It's a massive governance issue. And importantly, it ramps up the direct liability for the board members themselves.
So personal liability for directors. That's huge.
It is. So the question becomes, are your boards really ready for that? Have they got the processes in place? This is exactly where, sharp legal counsel becomes absolutely essential. Navigating this complexity, protecting the board, it's crucial.
Good legal advice isn't just a cost, it's a strategic necessity then.
Precisely. It helps maintain that integrity we talked about. And, this push for transparency, it doesn't stop there. You see the same thing with the new Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive, the CSRD. That's another paradigm shift in corporate accountability, demanding radical transparency on ESG matters.
Right, CSRD, another big one. Okay, so we have talent, we have stricter compliance. What's the third piece? You mentioned digital resilience.
Yes, DORA, the European Union's Digital Operational Resilience Act. This becomes fully applicable across the EU on January 17th, 2025. Not far off.
DORA. Okay, what's the main challenge there for firms in Luxembourg?
Well, DORA puts the responsibility for digital resilience squarely on the management body, the board of directors. They own it.
Direct board responsibility again.
Exactly. And probably the toughest part, there's a legal requirement to repaper, basically review and update all contracts with your information and communication technology providers, your ICT suppliers.
All of them. That sounds like a mountain of work.
It is, especially for providers involved in critical functions. You need to ensure those contracts meet DORA's standards. And think about M&A.
Good point. How does DORA affect deals?
It adds a whole new layer to due diligence. A target company's DORA readiness, or lack thereof, could seriously impact valuation in the deal terms. Are their ICT contracts compliant? How resilient are their systems? It becomes a major risk factor, or potentially a value driver.
So DORA compliance is now a key item on the M&A checklist.
Absolutely critical. So putting it all together, these developments, the talent focus, the strict compliance like LNIN and CSRD, the operational demands of DORA, they paint a very clear picture for Luxembourg's financial center.
Which is?
Strategic reinforcement, non-negotiable transparency and regulation, and a really robust operational resilience. That's the direction.
Yeah, it feels like the time for just talking strategy is over. Now it's about execution, right?
Yeah.
Getting these things done on the ground to manage some pretty significant risks, legal, financial, operational.
Couldn't agree more. It's about immediate tactical implementation now.
Well, hopefully this deep dive has given you, our listeners, some crucial insights and things to think about for your own operations. Staying ahead means acting now. Hit subscribe, like. This podcast contains content generated or significantly edited using artificial intelligence tools. All information is provided for general informational purposes only and reflects knowledge available at the time of publication. It does not constitute financial, investment, or legal advice. We recommend that listeners verify the information independently and consult with qualified professionals for personalized advice. Luxembourg Intelligence News Briefing.